In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie.
We are here with the boys in Robot Monster, and we are talking about all these old school rockers because they're new school rockers. Who do you think will be the new headliners in years to come? Because there is going to be a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Do you have any bands that you kind of feel like could step into that position for being the new headliners that you guys could see yourself on a bill with?
Yeah. Well, we hope to be that. But
there you go.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff. I feel like a lot of the really great new rock bands aren't getting the exposure that they deserve. Like there is so there's another rock duo called Cleopatra, and they're really cool. They have really great music. And there's also this other Connecticut band. They're a jam band, but they're like redefining jam band music. They're called Goose. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're kind of like making jam band music of like the Grateful Dead and stuff more appealing to a younger audience, bringing in more melodies into their music and more just sort of changing the game. And I think they're gonna really change the game, and they already are. But they're not really rock.
So you're giving Goose a total plug right now. That's a local jam duo, a jam duo. That's what I want to hear. A Grateful Dead type of jamish, but they're in duo form. Is it the same setup? Guitarist, drummer?
They're not a duo.
They're not. Okay.
Or is a duo.
Cleopatra was. Sorry, I got mixed up. Yeah. Well, if it's a Grateful Dead band type of jam, and they're from Connecticut, there's probably about 13 or 14 people in that.
Yeah, but I mean, back to your question, like I think that there is a lack of people playing. There's lots of great stuff. I'm not saying that, but like there is a lack of people playing guitars and drum sets and like trying to make rock and roll. You know, a lot of people are trying to conform to the trends of today, saying, you know, rock is dead, so we want to make it. We got to make like bedroom pop rock. But
I think you guys have done a really good job of doing it live, but keeping it really forceful. And if someone's interested and inspired to play guitar or drums, all they have to do is look at a few of your clips and they could see just how possible it is.
Absolutely.
Which gets me to the point of like, you know, in a lot of those clips, and that's good if you keep that picture up, because there's a special character in a lot of your video posts and stories, and it's kind of a mystery of who this is. Who is that senior gentleman rocker that seems to accompany you? That's Grandpa.
That's Grandpa. Yeah, it's our Grandpa.
You could have just titled the band "Don't Touch Grandpa" instead of. But obviously, I was in a band called Don't Touch Grandpa already, so I could loan the name out to you. But yeah, we Don't Touch Grandpa in our form doesn't have any plans on reforming. Just so you know. So I want to hear what would be your perfect bill that you could be on, because there is no such you can't replace, and we found this out during the pandemic. You can do all the isolation videos that you want, but there's nothing that replaces a band playing in front of a live audience. What would be that ultimate bill for each of you? And maybe it's the same.
You go first.
Yeah, well, mine would be Metallica, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I saw them when I was in 8th grade on their World Magnetic tour, you know, when they were for the 2008 Death Magnetic album. And that was a near religious experience for me because I was a Metallica nut at that time in my life. And so just that would just be amazing for me.
So it's Metallica for you. You're on the bill with Metallica.
Every night headlining, nothing else.
Yep, exactly.
And how about you, Logan?
I think I'm just trying to think, and I think if I had to, I'd think of older stuff. Like I'd put like the Beatles, Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, the Stones.
Damn.
Then I'd put like Nirvana. That would be really cool. And then Robot.
There you go. You know what? You still have some humility. You still have, but you know what? The album just came out. Give it some time, folks. But which brings me to a good point, both Logan and Will. Should there be an expiration? Again, we can put up the hot topics because this is something that is one of our hot topics. HAWTTOPIX. Wow. With umlauts over both of those. Should there be an expiration date for a rock star? I feel that there should not, because I'm up in that upper echelon. But, and if you ask me, I can make an argument for there not being an expiration date on a rock star. Because I said there's going to be a changing of the guard at one point where people are going to be stepping down, stop touring for whatever reasons, just getting older, just health reasons, whatever. But when I see guys like, obviously my boss, Alice Cooper, you said, Logan, Mick Jagger, Biff Byford from Saxon, who I just saw last week kick ass on stage. And I see Alice Cooper kick ass on stage every single night. Rob Halford from Judas Priest, for instance. When I see those guys, I say, there's no expiration date. You push the envelope for as long as it goes. But then something to think about when I say, for instance, to you guys, should John Bon Jovi have an expiration date?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
No,
not.
I don't.
You are never too old to rock. You're never too old to rock.
There it is. You just got the Bon Jovi opening slot, huh? You're a politician, Will.
What's that?
You're a good politician because you know what? You said absolutely not so quick. You're going to get the opening slot for Bon Jovi. I love it. What about David Coverdale and Whitesnake?
Never too old. Never too old.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Never too old.
I love Ozzy so
Ozzy's-
much.
Ozzy's
He's more badass than so many young people nowadays.
I mean, the whole idea of rock is that you're shameless. So like age isn't just a number. You just get up there and you don't care. You just rock.
I'm not about any limits or
Yeah.
constraints. Like, that's so dumb. It's like it's all about it's about who you are.
I mean,
not
look
about
at
your age.
our grandpa. His birthday is actually on this coming Tuesday, and he'll be 83. So you're never too old to rock.
So your grandpa, now does he, because he actually spits a lot of philosophy in some of those clips that I've seen. And folks, like I said, we're going to get to all the social media connections. If you don't have them already, you will be following by the end of this episode very shortly. But their grandfather, who turns, what do you say, 83 next Tuesday? He does some wax poetic stuff on your clips and stuff. Is he always been a fan of the band, or did you coerce him into it, or did you just put a little bit more of his medication in the tea in the morning?
Yeah, it was just like sort of how this originated. The whole grandpa thing was pretty spontaneous. We actually sort of we were going to do another thing with him, but we just started filming, and he just started doing his own thing, just going crazy, and it just worked. And so we just thought it was hilarious, and he's just funny. And, he's the type of guy you try to get him to do something, he'll just make it his own thing. He'll just turn it into something. So
at one point, we're going to have to get him on as a special guest. Once the album blows completely up, do we get first dibs on him, on the interview from him? What's his name? So does he have an Instagram? Does he have a TikTok?
He does not. He's just grandpa.
Just grandpa? I love it. We're going to start Don't Touch Grandpa with just him. That'll be his solo offshoot project.
He doesn't even have a smartphone. He just still uses a flip phone.
We had a whole segment. One of our hot topics was who are the new frontmen, and we had mentioned a bunch of different bands. Manskin. We had also mentioned, who else did we mention on that show, Vic? I know that Manskin came up a lot, but Eric Grunwald from Skid Row, he came up strong in the comments over the week. Do you guys have any front men or front women that you guys are sort of championing that are the new school of frontmen performers?
Well, let me think. Let me think. Well, right now, I just finished listening to Shinedown's new album, and so Brent Smith, he's somebody I really like.
Maybe Shinedown's one of those new bands, could be the new headliner.
Yeah, I love the new album. I mean, the especially the song that the album is named after. But
we haven't had any of them on in the trenches yet. We got to get them on in the trenches as well.
But again,
there you go. You got a physical copy right there. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
if they don't want to just buy the album and off the website and buy the vinyl, you guys will probably have it available at live shows.
Yes,
Totally.
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be selling it at the merch booth, talking.
Yeah.
And you'll be going out, and because there you go, Vic, right on cue. There are the actual tour dates that you guys are going on next. And is this the band Da Bronx? You called the Bronx?
Yeah.
Punk band? Drug Church. Actually, Gilby Clark, a guy that I played with before, he produced their first album, The Bronx. Drug Church, Robot Monster, and Meatwave.
Yeah.
How did that tour come along? And was it done through a series of DMs, or what went down with that?
Yeah, the Bronx hit us up and said and asked us if we wanted to go on this tour. So yeah, we're going from Pennsylvania, starting there, and down to Memphis, Tennessee. 5 shows. What other dates? We got Washington D.C.
Going
D.C.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we're going down south and then to Memphis.
You're going all the way down through the rest of the year. So I was going to ask you your plans for the rest of 2022, but then what happens in 2023? Do you continue the ride? What do you do?
Oh, but actually, before the Bronx shows, we're doing one other STP show in less than a month in September 10th in Schenectady, New York. I'm super pumped about that. I can't wait to see those guys again.
You know what? Alice Cooper's going to be around touring around that area around the same time. So if our paths cross, if our tour bus and your tour, I don't know, skateboard at that point, or maybe maybe you guys have a tour bus. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to. It's 2 guys. You can fit all your stuff in a rent-a-car, and that's what I used to do back in the day. But when you guys do tour, are you upscaling it, or are you rock starring it, or are you right now paying the dues and sort of being in the trenches and working it?
Yeah, we're just getting an SUV with a trailer. We're just lugging that around.
Yeah, like there's no need for a van or a bus. Like when we play these shows, we're just gonna have a friend help us and help drive and stuff, and just go on a road trip. There's no need for anything fancy right now. And we just
anybody that's out there that wants to be in a band and wants to actually make it and actually make some money out of it, listen to what fucking Logan's saying right now. Don't live beyond your means at that time. And guess what? What these guys are doing is exactly right. You're in the trenches, you're paying your dues, and you're just working it, and you're perfecting your craft night after night. So congrats on that, man.
I'm Ryan Roxie, and I've taken all my years of experience of playing guitar, and I want to pass the torch of rock and roll on to you. Check out the System 12 guitar method.
I don't give a damn about the me.